So first off, I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of your day on a Sunday to come out here and take a little bit of time and honor somebody that meant so much to so many of us. Sergeant Perry Hodge was, in my opinion, the best person to ever wear a Pulaski County Sheriff's Office uniform, and probably the best person to ever step foot as a resource officer in any of these schools. And everybody that his life was touched by is lucky to have had that. And you guys being here almost 5 years after he was killed by a drunk driver, that absolutely is a testament to his character and the legacy that he leaves behind. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank each and every one of you guys that have come here and came here year after year. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to the family. Probably wouldn't be being fair if I didn't at least give some thanks to some other people that, while I may not have been able to make it here or misplace their running shoes, have also played some parts into this. And so we hope that next year they'll be here and we'll have a running bib and things for them to compete in as well. Yeah, I don't really need to talk much about Perry. Everybody knows Perry that was here. And so we can all sit here and take a moment for ourselves to reflect of how good of a person he was and how much he meant to this community and how much he meant to just the betterment of the world as a whole. I want to take a super quick moment to thank all of our sponsors. If you're wearing a race shirt, if you're behind a race shirt, if you got a race shirt, they're all there. Nobody's doing this for the glory and things like that. So, but I do want to take a moment to thank them for coming out and supporting and helping where they can. And some of those were businesses that didn't even know Perry, just knew the impact that he made on people's lives. I want to thank the Pulaski County Public School System for allowing us to come here to this track. It is fitting that we are here because Perry spent a lot of time as a resource officer at the middle school level, and this track is named after him. It's the Sergeant Perry Hodge Athletic Track. It is one of the nicest tracks around here, and I think it's very fitting. Our race today is 16 laps. It's 4 miles, and that is super fitting. Perry's badge number was 16, so we're going to do 16 laps. That makes sense, right? Just so happens it's also the 16th of November. Also neat, little coincidence. Probably won't happen again next year. And it's 4 miles. And so one thing I will say is back when I was wanting to get into running and Perry was going to train with me and stuff, he'd say, "Hey buddy, how far you want to run?" I said, "Man, I'd love to get a 5K in. It's 3.1 miles. That'd be awesome." He's like, "All right, I mapped it out. You meet me at Delta Middle School, 3:30 in the morning, we'll make it happen." So 3:45 I'd roll in and Perry'd be sitting there just throwing his hands up like, "Where you been?" And I'm like, "Sorry man, traffic, whatever." And then we'd run. And we'd get back to the starting point. And he'd say, "Hey Z, how far are we gone?" I said, "Man, watch this, 3.5 miles, man, we made it." And he'd look over at me with that grin and he'd say, "You really want to leave half a mile on the table?" I did, but I always agreed to go ahead and finish that run. And I was always worried when we got to that next mile marker, it was going to be like 4.1 or 8.1. And he'd say, "Well, do you want to leave 9/10 of a mile?" But he never did that to me. So he always brought out the best in me. Obviously, he's brought out the best in you guys. And I want to thank you guys for being here. Business here. We have 2 flags. These flags were carried by Perry and myself in a 5K race. It was a charity race in Pulaski, and it just so happened that these have been a part of every race that we've done. The one 10 days after he passed, and then every race since. And so these are part of his legacy as well. And so we have you guys as you're running through here to try to each take a turn holding the flag, and just kind of a way to kind of maybe bring yourself a little bit closer to him in his memory. So the first one is the American flag. And so Henry Caesar, will you come here please? I'm going to embarrass you. So I'm not going to out him too much, but this guy right here, me and him worked together for a long time. He worked with Perry Hodge. He was on the SWAT team with Perry Hodge. He's also a veteran, and he is a national hero. And if you don't believe me, just ask him. He will tell you. Thank you for your service, sir. Love you, buddy. All right, the next one was thin blue line flag. This represents law enforcement. And so I think of people that have been here every year that have always been honoring Perry's memory, Chief Lambert or Director Lambert or whatever his title is now, will you come out here and carry this one? And guys, like I said, as we go through here, just pass them off, hand them off and things. Just takes a moment to build some community with that. Thank you, sir. 3, 2, 1, go! Thanks, man. Easy peasy now, right? Okay. I gotta grab my, no, we're good, we're good. Where's Zane at? Perry meant the world to me. I met Perry first when I really first started to come over to the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. My wife was a teacher at Dublin Middle School. He was a resource officer. My wife worked with some of the kids that are a little more handicapped and developmentally low, and Perry was amazing with those kids. He had a great way of just talking with them and brightening up their day, and they really made his day brighter too. And so my first time really meeting him, we were on the SWAT team together, and we were doing like an event for kids. And so we get together, and that's when I first got to meet him and kind of see his character and see that he was just a genuine dude. He literally, it wasn't lip service. He really cared about his job and his responsibilities. He cared about the kids, and he took that responsibility super seriously. And he was a tough dude, don't get me wrong, but he had a big soft heart. He's a great guy. He was my boss for a while. I can go on and on. He's great.
I'm Lisa Hodge. I'm Perry's wife.
I'm Melissa Questenberry. I'm Perry's stepdaughter.
I'm Tina Duncan, and I'm Perry's oldest sister. Okay. This run means so much to us. This is the 5th run that Adam and Jerry has got together in Perry's name. And it's hard to believe how many people still keep coming out and remembering Perry. It's just a great honor to be here and be part of it. Now, Perry loved to run. He loved to get people to run, although he couldn't get us to. But that was a passion that he had ever since our brother-in-law had passed away. He just got into running. And that's something he loved to do. And he loved working with kids and inspiring them to run. We were able to get a scholarship in Perry's name through the high school. Also, we have his legacy fund that we've helped with this track, and also we purchased a springboard for the high school track team. So that money we like to put towards helping the kids. But we do have a $25,000 scholarship at the high school in his name that students can apply for in their senior year. So that was awesome to get that.
Okay, so I worked with Perry Hodge for a number of years. One of the nicest guys I ever knew, just a great officer, and we miss him to this day. It's been 5 years and we still miss him. And he was just always a pleasure to work with. And when it comes to the race out here, you know, he was just as excited if you finished last as if you finished first. So I've been involved with it ever since its outset, and we're just trying to keep Perry's legacy going. And we're doing that by raising funds, and you know, these funds have been donated to police academies, police cadets. It's been donated to the middle school track team for them to get uniforms and things like that. So this money goes to a lot of good in the community. For as long as I'm alive, we will always be out here to celebrate Perry's legacy. And there's just so many people that they keep coming year after year after year because of the person that Perry was.